I want to tell you about this thing with the crow, which absolutely blew me away. This was actually on our way back across the country in our RV about 5 months ago. We would have been traveling all day in our big bus, and we stopped often to stretch our legs, and we stopped for fuel. And I had been reading a book that I picked up based on a recommendation from somebody on my Mediterranean cruise. I was in the passenger seat reading, Ty had been driving. She sent me a link to an essay by this same author, her favorite Sufi master. I love Sufi wisdom. Rumi, my favorite poet, was a Sufi. This Sufi master is a current day British author named Llewellyn Vaughan Lee. His work is all about love. You might want to check him out. As I read his transcript, I felt this rising that there was a magical moment coming up. He mentioned in his essay the same wording that my guides had brought through in the Daily Way message that morning. So right away, we're seeing the web, the tapestry, the weaving of the threads coming together. So I found a video by this author, Vaughan Lee, just as we pulled into the gas station. And I thought, oh man, I really want to watch this, but I don't need to watch it. It's just him talking on screen. So I could listen to it, but it was my turn to drive. For the first time ever, I usually pay such close attention when driving that big bus. And I thought, I could just listen to it while driving. I can still pay attention and just listen. I don't have to watch the video. I mean, stupid idea, right? But I was going to do it. I never do this. So we stop and we're stretching our legs. I'm walking the dogs, and all of a sudden, this crow is right above us on a light pole, squawking at me. It wasn't just going caw, caw. It was screeching at me so much that I looked up, and guys, this was such a spirit thing. I felt in my heart, this bird is talking to me. He wasn't just saying, go away, dogs. He was communicating to me. And I tuned into my heart and I said to him, what are you trying to tell me? And he said, danger ahead. There is danger ahead. Don't do it. Don't listen to the video. I was absolutely shocked. It's like, I'm not making this up. I said to myself, this bird is just talking to me. And as soon as it finished that message, it flew away. I know this sounds ridiculous. It sounds woo-woo, right? I have never had that knowing. And now the guides are saying, you all asked some questions earlier. How do you know you're not making it up? Because I was hell-bent on listening to that video. And this bird, I just knew it was talking to me. And there's a little bit of cool follow-up. So bear with me here. So of course, it's common sense to not listen to headphones while you're driving, especially a big rig like that. But I had been on a trajectory. So I set it aside, no sound, no music. I'm driving out. And sure enough, we come to one of these areas on the road where they have, we call them Jersey barriers. They put up barriers and take 2 lanes down to 1, and there's barely any room. Total focus, construction work, traffic. I would have probably pulled the headphones out earlier. But it was so clear to me, what was I thinking to even consider listening to something while driving the bus? So how was consciousness going to get my attention? They send me a crow, right? Well, here's the thing. When my driving shift was over, I went back to read the rest of the essay by Llewellyn Vaughan Lee. I'm going to read you word for word what I read. He wrote, this knowing of oneness was coming alive, speaking to human beings in all the myriad voices of the world, in the streams and storms, in the cries of the birds, in the first language of life. You just have to laugh. I laughed when I read that. It was like, oh my God, that is how oneness works. It's all God, everybody, speaking through me tonight, speaking through you when you open your mouth, speaking through birds, speaking through your pets. That's oneness. And somehow the oneness needed to say, don't be a fool. Pay attention when you drive the bus. So we'll get your attention with the bird. So pay attention when people speak. There is meaning in every bit and bite, right? Just like Spirit said earlier. Wow. So the story with Nellie, I said in the email, I had 2 instances of animal communication. I have tried to listen to these dogs. I've tried animal communication. The best communication, as I said earlier, was when my Gretchen passed and came to me in meditation. So in meditation, great. In an expanded state where I've used the Bless Me method, I have really nice connection with my own pets who have passed. And in readings, occasionally get some really nice messages from pets. But sitting here talking to my pets who are at my feet right now, usually can't figure out what they want. What do you want? What do you want? Nellie will stare at you. What do you want? What do you want? Well, a couple weeks ago, some friends invited us to dinner at their house. It was just going to be the 4 of us. And they said, bring the dogs. We love your dogs. And so we took the dogs along, and we'd been there about an hour. And suddenly Nellie came up and she's staring at me. Once again, it's Nellie wanting something. And after that incident with the crow, I suddenly said, you know, what if I actually shift like I do in a reading? What if I go to my heart instead of looking her in the face and saying, I don't know what you're trying to say. So this is a teaching point for all of you. I shifted to my heart. I merged with Nellie and said, what are you telling me? And she said, I need water. I went, oh my God. They'd been playing. We'd taken them to play. They'd gone out. I mean, got water before we left, or maybe not. But there was no water bowl in the house where we were. I said, Ty, Nellie needs water. And he said, oh my gosh. And our friend said, oh my gosh. And they put a bowl down. That dog made a beeline to the water bowl, sarked it all up. I was so thrilled. Like, got it right. Now, since then, not as much success, but we're working on it. We're working on it. But I just wanted to show you all it's possible. Why? Because we're all fields of energy. But to just do it off the cuff and try to communicate with a being doesn't always work because we're in human mode. But when I made this shift, oh, there's the lip twitch, that we are souls. I'm going to communicate soul to soul with Nellie from the heart and just set everything else aside. Boom, it was right there. So that's how mediumship works. That's how animal communication works. I hope you all will try it and just keep trying because it's very possible, and that's why it works.